Hello friends, my name is Amit, but if you do not subscribe my channel, please hit the subscribe button and please do not forget to hit the bell button so that you can get notified my latest videos. This is the CCNA lab series. Finally, this series I am going to start. So this is my first video for that, and this is the base configuration. Let's begin. So here are the tasks which we have to given in this lab, and there are two different routers which is connected with each other, Ethernet 0/0, and having IP address given in this diagram 10.1.1.1/24 of router 1's IP address, and .2 is on router 2's IP address. And then first of all, power on the devices, then configure the device as follows. So we start the router 1 and also on router 2. Now we go to take a console of router 1. First we connect it here. So it will take some time. We go to router 2 as well, connected the router 2 as well console. So it will take some time, so don't worry. So on that time we can change the setting here to set the font size. We have to increase it to 12. Okay, and apply. And as well router 2, change the setting here, go to appearance and then change to bold and set up to font 12. Apply. So router 1 and 2, would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? Yes or no? No, we have to set no here. Okay, on go to router 2 as well, type no and hit the enter. So it will start booting. This is the system configuration dialog. So hit the enter button. So here you see router 1 is successfully complete the booting process. Now we have to first, I will set the host name, change the host name router to router 1 with the command host name R1. This is the router 1, so we can, I will give you the I give the name R1. So the here you see router change to router 1, and now here we can do the same here, router 2, change the host name of router to router 2, so we can identify the router, which router is this. So this is the router 2 and this is router 1. We change to router host name with the command of host name. So you can easily change what you want to change the host name according to your topology or according to your enterprise network scenario, whatever you are doing to configure. So then we have to do the power on the devices and then configure the device as follows. So then the second is, first is to configure the IP address as shown in the diagram. So here the diagram is there is shown in 10.1.1/24 is the IP address you want to set to router 1, and router 2 10.1.1.2/24. So let's go to console on router 1 and set interface of Ethernet 0/0, and now you have to see here it will config to config -if. So we are in the interface of Ethernet 0/0. So now we go to and set the IP address with the command IP address 10.1.1.1 and the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Now we hit the enter button. Here right now the IP address is set. Now we can do one more command, is no shut, to put the interface up. So yeah, here you see the interface change state to up, and here the line protocol is also up. So I will show you one thing, show interface it 0/0. So as you see here in the first line, Ethernet 0/0 is up and the line protocol is up. So that is a very good sign. So now we go to router 2 as well and set the IP address Ethernet 0/0, IP address 10.1.1.2.255.255.255.0. According to diagram, it is route 10.1.1.2. So hit the enter button and put the interface of with the no shut command. So yeah, here the line protocol and the state is up in Ethernet 0/0 in router 2 as well. So now we go to the second task, ensure that router can ping each other. First we have to complete the configuring the IP addresses on both the routers. Now we have to ensure that router can able to ping each other. So doing testing to ping first 10.1.1.2. Here you see, yeah, we have successfully pinged to router 2's IP address. So as you see here, there is only 80% success rate, 4 out of 5. One packet is lost. Why one packet is lost? Because it is used for the ARP request message. So it take time for to record an hardware ARP request. So I will show you the ARP table, show ARP. As you see here, the hardware address of 10.1.1.2, the IP address is 10.1. And the hardware address, that is the ARP table that it records to communicate with each other. So now we can give the ping again to, now you can see here we have the 100% rate of success. So first of all, due to ARP request, it sends the ARP request and some process has an ARP and it takes time. So for that it will lost one packet, and now again we give the ping command, so it already know that address, hardware address. So then we have received a 100% success rate. So we go to router 2 as well. We can do ping again 10.1.1.1. So that is the IP address of router 1. First of all, I will show you here as well ARP table. So here it will already have the ARP table generated. So here the router 1's hardware address is received by router 2 while pinging the router 1 to router 2. So we do not lose any packet here because ARP is table is already generated. So we ping the 10.1.1.1. We have to receive, we have to done the successfully ping to router 1. So we receive the 5 out of 5 packets. So then the router 2 is then the task 2 is completed. Now we go to task 3, configure and enable password of Cisco. Okay, we have to set the enable password to Cisco. So we go to global configuration mode and the command is enable password, and here we have to give the Cisco. So that is it, and we go to router 2 as well and set the enable password Cisco. So done. So the third, configuring the enable password of Cisco. Now we go to fourth task, encrypt the enable password. So we have to encrypt this password. First of all, I will show you the do show run right now. First of all, you see here enable password. First of all, here you see here enable password is Cisco. It is clear text right now. So we have to encrypt this with the command service password encryption. So that is the command to encrypt the enable password with this. So we go to here and do show run. I will show you again. Here you see there we do not anything readable is here, so it encrypted this. So we do the same on router 2 as well, service password encryption. So do show run as well. So we can verify that it will encrypted. Yeah, it was encrypted right now with this command. So the fourth is completed, encrypted the enable password as well, and now we have to configure fifth, configure a secret password of Cisco 123. Okay, now we go to here and on router 2 enable secret Cisco 123. Yeah, Cisco 123. Now we go to router 2 as well, enable secret Cisco 123. Here the fifth is completed, configuring the Cisco password of Cisco 123. And now we go to sixth task, configure the first 5 telnet lines and use the line password of Cisco on them. So you go to router 1 and line VTY, set the first 5 line means 0 to 4, and then we have to set the password Cisco and login and transport input all SSH as well as telnet. I will set it all. So exit here. We do the same on router 2 as well. Line first 5 lines 0 to 4. Password is given to Cisco and login transport input. As you, I will see you here. It will say SSH telnet, whatever we have to say. We have to give here telnet. No problem. Telnet. Exit. So here the configuring the sixth complete the sixth task, configure the first 5 telnet and line password. We have to give Cisco on them. So we have to set the line VTY 0 to 4, that is the command. We have to first 5 lines we have to set the password Cisco, login and transport input telnet. This command, these 4 commands we have to configure the task number 6. Now we go to task number 7. Make sure you can tell telnet from one device to another. So we go to router 1 and go to telnet 10.1.ip address of router 2. So here you see we are successfully telnet the router 2. Here you receive the password Cisco, then enable Cisco 123. Okay, here router 2 is we are received who. Yeah, here. Now here you see telnet 1.1 10.1.1.1 is accessing this telnetting the router 2. So we can go log out here to disconnect the connection. So here it will close by foreign host. So we go to router 2 and telnet the telnet 10.1.1.router 1. So we are successfully telnetting the router 1 as well. Exit. We can do exit as well to disconnect the connection telnet session. So we can successfully done the 7th, do the testing of telnetting on each other devices. So we can go to 8th, configure the console password of Cisco on router 1 and router 2 as well. So we go to router 1 and configuring the line console 0 and password we have to give Cisco and login. Now we exit and do the testing as well. Go exit command. So here it asks for a password. This is the console password, so we just reset the Cisco and we enter them. So here as well, we first I will show you exit. We will enter. It does not show us a password, so we set the password as well. Enable Cisco 123 configure T and line console 0 password Cisco login, and now exit. Now we do testing, do exit the router 2. Now the password is set on console 0, so we have to use Cisco. Okay, so here the 8th is configured in the console password of Cisco, and we have to test as well. So that 8 different tasks we have completed. This is the basic configuration in CCNA lab. This is the first lab, and on this configuring the IP addresses on router 1 and router 2 and ping with each other successfully. And then third task, we have to complete the enable password of Cisco. Fourth, we have to encrypt that enable password. And fifth, we have to configure the security password of Cisco 123. Sixth task, we have to configure the first 5 telnet lines and use the line password of Cisco on them. And seventh, make sure you can telnet from one device to each other, and we can do the same, and we telnet each devices. So with the router 1 can telnet to router 2, and router 2 can telnet to router 1. And successfully do that, and after that we can set we set the console password as well, and do the testing on both the router 1 and router 2. So I hope this video is informative for you. I like to thank you for viewing.